Hare Krishna, will start with the invocation. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvetam Savadutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Kopesha Kopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sutatevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, thank you all for coming. So I sent a message in the various groups for the upcoming new batches of Bhagavad Gita. So batch number 6 is for Canada time devotees. Will start on Saturdays, 14 September onwards, 2 to 4 p.m. Toronto time. And batch number 7 is targeted for India time, for India devotees. So India time will be 3 to 5 p.m. Now batch number 7 is still subject to how many devotees join. So far, not that many devotees have joined. So from the devotees who are present here for this Srimad Bhagavatam batch, I will call out names who I think should join the Bhagavad Gita classes from the start. Some of you might have attended the Bhagavad Gita. So let me call out names. So Deepali, Diksha, Jigna's husband, Mansi and Monarch, I'll come back to you. Matan Prabhu, the three, Mansi, Monarch and Matan, I'll come back to you in a minute. Neha, then Nishan is not present right now. Sumnima and Vidya Mehta. So these devotees, I think you should join the Bhagavad Gita classes from the start. Now, Mansi, Monarch and Matan Prabhu, I think you might have studied Bhagavad Gita. If you have studied Bhagavad Gita, and if your time permits, I still request you if you can join at least till the start of chapter 3. From the start till start of chapter 3. And then you can decide whether you want to continue the rest of the Bhagavad Gita discussion or not, because those initial classes are base setting and heavy discussions. So I will leave it up to you. And anybody has any questions, comments, realizations? And I request all of you to please spread the word around for this upcoming new batches. Anybody has any questions, comments, realizations? Monarch Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Krishna.
Prabhu, these are the India classes, batch number 7. Those are going to be in English or in Hindi?
They are all in English.
Thank you, Prabhu.
I mean, if somebody wants to join in Hindi, so there are devotees here in Toronto doing it in Hindi as well. You can get them connected with me and I can get them connected. If they understand English, by all means, they can join English and some clarifications they can have in Hindi with me also. Vimal Prabhu, Monarch Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. So what we'll cover today is we'll cover Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, verse number 4 onwards till end of Chapter 1, and we'll finish Chapter 1. Before that, Ram Vilas will answer inquiries and bring up on screen striking points. Then you all will answer the questions that I gave towards the end of the class last time, and then we will continue with Chapter 1, verse number 4 onwards. So let me bring up on screen. Question number 1. What is Upasana Kanda division? So Upasana means worship. In Bhagavad Gita 9.15 it states Vishwatu Mukham means Vishwarupa Upasana, that someone is trying to worship the universal form. The word Upasana, meaning worship, is more commonly used as the Upasana Kanda, meaning referring to demigod worship. But Upasana generally means worship. Does that answer the question?
Yes, Prabhu.
Question number 2. Can those who are not Nirmat Saranam still study Srimad Bhagavatam? So super excellent remembrance of Nirmat Saranam word. Yes, anyone can study Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.3 purport says that the transcendental pastimes of the Lord narrated in Srimad Bhagavatam appeal to all classes of men. And I'll bring up on screen Srimad Bhagavatam 3.21.17, where Kardama Muni says that if materialistic people give up stereotype worldly activities and take up hearing the intoxicating nectar of the Lord's qualities and pastimes, then even such materialistic persons can become free. So let's read 3:21:17. Archana, from the screen, 3:21:17 translation plus paragraph number 1 and 2.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, I'll be going for a work, so I'm getting ready, Prabhuji. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Brijesh Prabhu. Debbie.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. However, persons who have given up stereotyped worldly affairs and the beastly followers of these affairs, and who have taken shelter of the umbrella of your lotus feet, by drinking the intoxicating nectar of your qualities and activities in discussions with one another, can be freed from the primary necessities of the material body. Purport. After describing the necessity of married life, Kardama Muni asserts that marriage and other social affairs are stereotyped regulations for persons who are addicted to material sense enjoyment. The principles of animal life, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, are actually necessities of the body. But those who engage in transcendental Krishna consciousness, giving up all the stereotype activities of this material world, are freed from social conventions. Conditioned souls are under the spell of material energy or eternal time. past, present, and future. But as soon as one engages in Krishna consciousness, he transcends the limits of past and present and becomes situated in the eternal activities of the soul. One has to act in terms of the Vedic injunctions in order to enjoy material life. But those who have taken to devotional service of the Lord are not afraid of the regulations of this material world. Such devotees do not care for the conventions of the material activities. They boldly take to the shelter, which is like an umbrella against the sun of repeated birth and death. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
So paragraph 2, read from here in order to find freedom. Read from here.
Sure. In order to find freedom from the stereotyped conditional life of material existence, one has to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, not in the manner in which the impersonalists indulge, but in devotional service, chanting and hearing of the activities of the Lord. Only then can one be freed from the actions and reactions of material existence. It is recommended here that one should give up the conditional life of this material world and the association of so-called civilized human beings who are simply following, in a polished way, the same stereotyped principles of eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. Chanting and hearing of the glories of the Lord is described here as Tavad Guna Vada Siddhu. Only by drinking the nectar of chanting and hearing the pastimes of the Lord can one forget the intoxication of material existence. Hare Krishna.
Only by hearing the pastimes of the Lord, one can forget the intoxication, strong words, the intoxication of material existence. We already read from the scriptures, and I'll give you a live example that Ram Vilas is a live example. Ram Vilas was completely engaged in materialistic activities, and Ram Vilas used to come to temple once in a while, generally once a month. Then, even when I had not yet taken shelter of my spiritual master, many years back, my spiritual master, His Grace Vaisheshikadas Adhikari, gave me direct instruction to read and worship Srimad Bhagavatam at home, and I followed his instruction. While reading Srimad Bhagavatam by my own self, I did stumble upon and stop reading and asked my spiritual master for further guidance and blessings. And ever since then, I have not stopped reading Srimad Bhagavatam. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended that Srimad Bhagavatam is relished and understood when heard in association of devotees, exactly what we all are doing right now. Does that answer the inquiry?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Okay. Question number 3. What is mundane knowledge? So material world knowledge is mundane knowledge because such material world knowledge does not teach you how to get out of this miserable material world. This material world knowledge teaches you how to earn money so as to enjoy at bodily level. Therefore, this is mundane knowledge. Sri Upanishad mantras number 9, 10, and 11 describes that both material world knowledge and material world ignorance are both ignorance, because whether you are engaged in sense gratification in the material world in ignorance or you are engaged in sense gratification in knowledge, both are ignorance because you are at bodily level of consciousness. And Sri Upanishad mantras number 9, 10, 11 describes that spiritual knowledge is real knowledge? Question number 4. The sum total of all these rasas is called affection or love. What does this mean? So each soul has one primary rasa and potentially one or more secondary rasa. Krishna has all the rasas in full. Therefore, Krishna is the sum total of all rasas. Does that answer the question?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Question number 5. There is no exchange of rasa between man and animal is mentioned in the purport. One thing should be in 1.1.3. But we see that in this material world, the relation between a man and his pet is very strong. Does this fall under the perverted form? So whichever human thinks they have a rasa with a pet animal, show them this statement from Srimad Bhagavatam that rasa can be exchanged only between humans and humans, or when you are talking about animals, then it's the same animal species, meaning it's dog and dog, cat and cat. So from all the 8.4 million life forms, the rasa are exchanged in the same 8.4 million life forms. Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna himself. Krishna is saying this. So those humans who think they have a rasa with a pet animal, they are in illusion. Does that answer the question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Question number 6. Our primary rasa, when revealed, does it stay the same in Goloka Vrindavan, or do we keep switching the rasa depending on our desire to serve Krishna? So we have discussed in our Bhagavad Gita study that we don't need to worry about trying to find out our rasa, because whether you are in Madhurya rasa or Vatsalya or Sakhya or Dasya or Sant rasa, the common factor among all rasa is service to Krishna. So rasa and our swabhava are linked, and generally the primary rasa does not change. So one may start with Dasya rasa, and little by little the devotee realizes that the primary rasa is Vatsalya rasa. I'm giving an example. Therefore, the devotee will settle in services related to Vatsalya rasa. But even before revealing the rasa or after revealing the rasa, what is common is service. But generally, once you know your rasa, you don't keep switching. You just continue steadily in that rasa. Everybody on the same page?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Last question for today, number 7. Everyone is a devotee except me. If everyone is a devotee, then I should also be a devotee. Then question is, what is the reason for except me? So you all are, of course, devotees. But it is the humble mood of advanced devotee in focus with the statement that I am not a devotee. We have discussed in our Bhagavad Gita and Nectar of Devotion study that the characteristics of advanced devotee is that internally the advanced devotee has mind completely focused on Krishna, while externally the same advanced devotee acts as a neophyte. Because Krishna is not cheap. The advanced devotee will never show off that, look, I am so advanced that I have complete focus on Krishna 24 hours. No, the advanced devotee will never show this. Rather, the advanced devotee will take a humble position that I am just a neophyte, because the advanced devotee will say that this advanced devotee knows his own anarthas. We have discussed in Nectar of Instruction that Srimati Radharani is the highest among all devotees. And it is Srimati Radharani who says this statement that everyone is serving Krishna so nicely, but I means Srimati Radharani, I am doing nothing. She is the highest devotee, but this is her humble mood. That's why we have to learn this humility. So by treating others as devotees of Krishna, first you are also glorifying the devotee. And Krishna likes when you glorify his devotees. So this is taught by Brahmaji. Brahmaji is the head spiritual master of our Brahma Gaudiya Madhava Sampradaya. And the example is given that in Canto 3, the Kardama Muni and Devahuti chapters, Brahmaji glorified Kardama Muni and Devahuti in front of Krishna, because Brahmaji knows to get favor of Krishna, one should glorify Krishna's devotees. Plus, by acting as neophyte, the advanced devotee is taking a humble position. For batch 5 devotees at tomorrow Sunday's Bhagavad Gita class on chapter 13 verses 8 to 12, we will discuss Srila Prabhupada's definition of humility. Srila Prabhupada says, humility is to not be proud even when there is a reason to be proud. But most people are puffed up because of anarthas. And then in the same chapter 13, 8 to 12 verses, Srila Prabhupada defines pride, that to be proud even when there is no reason to be proud. So for an advanced devotee, definitely he is advanced, definitely he should be proud of himself that he is Krishna's advanced devotee, but he takes a humble position. That I know my anarthas, therefore I don't need to be puffed up. Does that answer a super heavy inquiry?
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
And Vijay Prabhu has correctly pointed out in the chat that humility is the only key to open Krishna's mercy. So at tomorrow's Bhagavad Gita class for batch 5 devotees, so chapter 13, 8 to 12 verses, Krishna gives a laundry list of 20 items of knowledge. The first item in that 20 item list is humility, amanitva. Vijay Prabhu is bang to the point correct that humility is the key, is the only key to open Krishna's mercy. Questions, comments, realizations, those were the questions posted by the devotees. Okay, so I have striking points on the screen. You have you have 4 slides. Please take a snapshot. Slide number 1. Slide number 2. Slide number 3. And slide number 4. Questions, comments, realization before we continue with Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, could you please move to slide number 2, striking point, slide number 2?
I will bring up all 4 again. So here's striking point, slide number 1. Number 2. Number 3. And slide number 4.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. So we will continue our discussion. So who wants to answer the homework questions that I gave last time? And everybody, please take turns to participate quickly. Whoever wants to answer.
Prabhuji, may I answer question 1?
Pragya, go ahead.
So the question was real religion versus pretentious religion. Explain using 1.1.2. So what I could understand from there is that real religion is completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. So if it is materially motivated, then it becomes pretentious religion. But if it is not materially motivated, it has spiritual inclination, then it is real religion. And when we are pursuing prayers for material gains, for material benefits, then it becomes pretentious religion. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay, very good. Anybody wants to add anything? First question.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Go ahead, Murali.
So those 4 terms, dharma, artha, kam, moksha, those are related to pretentious religion, not the real religion. Real religion is Krishna consciousness.
Very good. Correct point. Okay, next questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mine, Prabhu, go ahead.
Next question was about explain Nirmit Saranam from 1.1.2.
Mhm.
So what I understood was Nir means without and Mat Sarnam, like it means envy or jealousy. So Nirmit Sarnam means without envy or a person who is free from envy. So in the context of Srimad Bhagavatam, like one who basically devotee who is who is pure hearted and free from envy is the basis of spiritual learning.
Okay, very good. Anybody wants to add? Okay.
Prabhuji, just
Go ahead, Pragya.
Prabhuji just wanted to reiterate what Prabhuji has already mentioned, is that one should be fully pure in heart, which is such a difficult thing to be. But if you are, then you are in this stage, Nirmat Saranam.
Okay, very good realization that it is difficult. So a discussion will come up in Srimad Bhagavatam, that how do you purify yourself. Coming up very soon in chapter 2, a lot of discussion will come up. Chapter 2 is pretty heavy chapter in Canto 1, and the whole steps will be given, that whatever be your level, generally my level is materialistic level. So how do I advance? And hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is the process. So verses in Canto 1, Chapter 2, verses 12 to 22 are the sub-part which is titled hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is the solution will come up very soon. So it's not just identifying the problem, but Srimad Bhagavatam also gives you the solution. That, okay, you have identified the problem, which is prescription. But prescription on itself does not solve the problem. You need to take the medication, and that is also given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, very good. Last question.
Can I add one more point, Prabhuji, in it?
Go ahead, Archana.
Yeah. And one must be anxious to hear this transcendental message from Srimad Bhagavatam about Krishna and Krishna devotee.
Very good. Hear from the bona fide acharyas. Very good. Last question.
May I, Prabhu?
Nancy, go ahead.
So the Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by Sukdev Goswami in such a way that it attracts all classes of people, including the materialistic people.
Very good.
Prabhu, may I ask?
Yeah.
Why is Srimad Bhagavatam the ripened fruit of all Vedic literature? Because of its transcendental quality. It's 100% transcendental above all mundane activities and knowledge.
Okay, very good. It's very good. Very good participation by all, and everybody should take turns to answer questions, or even if somebody is answering, you can still volunteer to repeat the same answer, because when you are repeating, you are basically glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. So try. Even if all of you want to answer the same question, answer the same question, every one of you. Pragya?
Prabhuji, I just like something a lot in this particular thing is that the Srimad Bhagavatam itself is they say that it's like nectarian juice and it's relatable to all, including the liberated soul. But what makes it even more better is that it is coming from Sukdev Goswami. So that thing that it is he who is saying this makes the thing which is actually in content and essence very sweet and tasty, which can be relished, but even that coming from him makes it even more better. So that thing
very good. Yeah. Srimad Bhagavatam is itself relishable, is itself a ripened fruit of all Vedic literature. Since Bhagavatam is coming in parampara, therefore it is not contaminated with the material dust. And plus it is coming from the lips of Sukadeva Goswami. So Sukadeva Goswami in the verse, it's compared as Sukha. Sukha means a parrot. So just as a bird touches a fruit, that fruit is sweet. That's how Srimad Bhagavatam is a ripened fruit. Very good. Anybody want? Yeah, Pragya, go ahead.
I had a question that when you say that Sukha means parrot, so here is the context that parrot repeats what you say. So he's not changing the content. So is that in that context it is meant, or it is the sweet?
Yeah, we discussed last time that Sukha is not in the context that how parrots repeat without understanding what they are repeating. But here it's referring to Sukadeva Goswami explaining Srimad Bhagavatam in an interesting manner that attracts anyone and everyone. And will come up in Canto 1, Chapter 4. One of the quality of the presenter of Srimad Bhagavatam will come up that should present Srimad Bhagavatam in an interesting manner so that everybody is attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, the Bhagavatam, the philosophy is a boring philosophy. Where the philosophy is, I mean, there are stories in the background, but the philosophy, any philosophy will be boring. Therefore, we have to present in an interesting manner, and that's what Srila Sukadeva Goswami did not just repeat word for word, but explain in an interesting manner. Pragya and everybody.
So, Ji Prabhuji.
Okay. Anybody wants to recite 1.1.1 and or 1.1.2 verse, whether by memory or even if you have to look it up? Anybody?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can do 1.1.1.
Go ahead.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmani Asya Yato Anvaya Chitarasa Sa Atadvesu Abhinaiswara Teni Brahma Hridaya Adikaveye Muyanti Yatsuraya Tejo Vadi Mridam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Sri Sargo Amrita Damna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi.
Super excellent. Very good. Anybody else wants to recite? Anyone? I know Shivangi, Divya were also memorizing last time they were doing services. Okay. I won't press anyone for memorizing, but try if you are interested to recite, by all means recite. Okay, so we'll continue our Canto 1, Chapter 1 discussion. So Canto 1 is titled Creation. Unit 1 is Introduction to Srimad Bhagavatam, and this Unit 1 will continue up to Chapter 3, part number 4 of 5. Chapter 1 is titled Questions by the Sages, and Chapter 1 is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 is Prelude to Srimad Bhagavatam, the first 3 verses. Part 2 is verses 4 to 8. Sages glorify Sutta Goswami. And part 3 is verses 9 to 23, the 6 questions of the sages. So just a recap or the summary of the first 3 verses is that we establish Krishna as the highest absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We discussed real versus pretentious religion, and we discussed reject Kaitava Dharma, means pretentious religions are Arth, Kama, Moksha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha are lower religion, pretentious religion, and we reject, that is Kaitava Dharma. Srimad Bhagavatam establishes highest religiosity, highest truth, and the highest truth is the worship of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam is higher than Karma Kanda and Gyan Kanda. Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literature, and Srimad Bhagavatam is to be relished. We all will relish Srimad Bhagavatam. So part 2 is verses 4 to 8. Title is Sages Glorify Sutta Goswami. So in here, Sutta Goswami's qualifications are given, meaning the qualities of a representative of Srila Vyasadeva are described in these verses. Let's see. So we'll read from the screen. Vidya, if you want to read verse 4 translation and purport paragraph number 1 and 2, faster pace, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation. Once in a holy place, in the forest of Naimisa Aranya, great sages headed by the saga Saunaka assembled to perform a great 1,000-year sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord and his devotees. Purport. The prelude of the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken in the previous 3 slokas. Now, the main topic of this great literature is being presented. Srimad Bhagavatam, after its first recitation by Srila Sukadeva Goswami, was repeated for the second time at Naimisya Aranya. In the Vayavya Tantra, it is said that Brahma, the of this particular universe, contemplated a great wheel which could enclose the universe. The hub of this great circle was fixed at a particular place known as Naimisya Aranya. Similarly, there is another reference to the forest of Naimisya Aranya in the Varda Purana, where it stated that by performance of sacrifice at this place, the strength of demonic people is curtailed. Thus, Brahmanas prefer Naimisya Aranya for such sacrificial performances. The
So
devotees.
hold on. So Naimisharanya is a place in India even today, and it's a holy place, as we read in the verse. So these sages had assembled to perform a fire sacrifice, and will come up in upcoming verses that the sages say these fire sacrifices, the only benefit is that our bodies are turning black from the smoke, and therefore they come to Suta Goswami and ask these various questions. So the Naimisharanya place is definitely a very holy place, as we read in the verse and the purport. And we also read that the first 3 verses are the prelude, and Sukadeva Goswami first spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj and is being repeated to the sages of Naimisharanya. So you will recall from the overview class that how the version that we have is the version that Suta Goswami is speaking the Srimad Bhagavatam. Diksha, verse number 5 translation from the screen.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, text 5.
Yeah.
One day after finishing their morning duties by burning a sacrificial fire and offering a seat of esteem to Srila Suta Goswami, the great sages made inquiries with great respect about the following matters.
Read the purport, paragraph number 1.
Morning is the best time to hold spiritual service. The great sages offered the speaker of the Bhagavatam an elevated seat of respect called the Vyasana, or the seat of Sri Vyasadeva. Sri Vyasadeva is the original spiritual percipator for all the men, and all the other preceptors are considered to be his representative. A representative is one who can exactly present the viewpoint of Sri Vyasadeva. Sri Vyasadeva impregnated the message of Bhagavatam onto Srila Sukadeva Goswami, and Sri Suta Goswami heard it from him. All bona fide representatives of Sri Vyasadeva in the chain of disciplic succession are to be understood to be Goswamis. These Goswamis restrain all their senses and they stick to the path made by the previous acharyas. The Goswami do not deliver lecture on the Bhagavatam capriciously. Rather, they execute their service most carefully, following their predecessors who delivered the spiritual message unbroken to them. Those who listen to Bhagavatam may put question to the speaker in order to elicit the clear meaning, but this should not be done in a challenging spirit. One must submit questions with a great regard for the speaker and the subject matter. This is also the way recommended in Bhagavad Gita. One must learn the transcendental subject by submissive oral reception from the right source. Therefore, these sages address the speaker, Suta Goswami, with great respect. Hare Krishna.
So the disciplic succession is described in the purport that we just read. And in the, we already read about inquiry should be submissive and not challenging. And this will further come up in the paragraph number 2. Diksha, read paragraph number 2, that it will talk about the point about submissive oral reception. Diksha?
Prabhuji, could you mark me so that I can read it? Okay. Those who listen to the Bhagavatam may put questions to the speaker in order to elicit the clear meaning, but this should not be done in a challenging spirit. One must submit question with a great regard for the speaker and the subject matter. This is also the way recommended in Bhagavad Gita. One must learn the transcendental subject by submissive oral reception from the right sources. Therefore, these sages address the speaker, Suta Goswami, with great respect. Hare Krishna.
Very, very important. Therefore, it's worth reading again, that we have to be submissive in our inquiry. There is no limit on how many questions one can ask. You just have to learn the submissive manner of inquiry. We have discussed this in 4.34. Tadviti paripatena, pariprashnena sevaya, upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. That when you are submissive in front of the spiritual master, that's when the spiritual master will shower his mercy. Questions, comments, realizations? Okay. So in verses 6, 7, and 8 are the qualities of the representative or Srila Vyasadeva given. So we will read these 3 verses in Sanskrit and English, as well as the word-for-word translation. And then we will list all these qualities. And these are very important qualities. So tomorrow you all will also go on to become a preacher and speak Srimad Bhagavatam at some point of time. So we have to have all these qualities as well. Shivangi, if you want to read the Sanskrit of the verse and then the word for word meaning. Now, if you know, this second line looks like a difficult pronunciation. So Prabhupada has given simple to us that it is Sa Ityasani, means it's referring to Ityas, meaning history, and then Cha Anaga. So you can try from the word for word and go that way. And in batch number 5, the Sanskrit class is coming up very soon. So if you want a refresher, by all means, you are all welcome to attend as well. Shivangi?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So verse number 6, the translation and the word by word.
You can recite the Sanskrit, then the word for word, and then translation.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Rishaya Uchuhu Tvaya Kalu Puranani Setahasani Chanaka Akyatani Api Aditani Dharma Shastrani Yanyuta. Synonyms. Rishayah, the sages, Uchuhu, said, Tvaya, by you, Kalu, undoubtedly, Puranani, the supplements to the Vedas with illustrative narrations, Sa Itihasani, along with the histories, Cha and Anaga, freed from all vices, Akyatani, explained, Api, although, Aditani, well read, Dharma Shastrani, scriptures, giving right directions to progressive life, Yani, all these, Uta said. Hare Krishna.
Translation.
Translation. The sages said, Respected Suta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well versed in all the scriptures famous for religious life, and in the Puranas and the histories as well, for you have gone through them under proper guidance and have also explained them.
So the important point from 1.1.6 is that it is not that you have just read all these Puranas and histories and all these other scriptures, but you have also explained all of them. Therefore, you are thorough in these scriptures. So if you recall, Mayank Prabhu had asked this question during our overview discussion, that how come Suta Goswami is able to provide this background when the background was not spoken by Sukadev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj? So the answer is coming in these 6, 7, and 8 verses, that Suta Goswami has read all the scriptures, and therefore he is able to explain and summarize in brief, because that's one of the questions sages are going to ask, that what is the essence of all scriptures? And will come up very soon in our discussion. We'll follow the same process for verse number 7 and 8 and note down all these Sanskrit words, and we'll summarize all of them very soon. Nitya, verse number 7, follow the same. And Shivangi, all of you notice how very nice she had that recitation of the Sanskrit. She has a very nice meter of reciting the verses. Thank you, Shivangi.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, text 7. Yani Veda Vidam Sesto Bhagavan Pada Rayana Anye Sa Munaya Sutta Paravara Vido Vidu. Yani, all that, Veda Vidam, scholars of the Vedas, Shesta, senior most, Bhagavan, incarnation of Godhead, Padarayana, Vyasadeva, Anye, others, Sa, and Munaya, the sages, Sutta, O Sutta Goswami, Paravara Vida, among the learned scholars, one who is conversant with physical and metaphysical knowledge, Vidu, one who knows.
Translation.
Being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Sutta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead, and you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge.
Very good. So I'll continue this for verse number 8 also, and then we'll summarize. Monarch Prabhu, follow the same process. Sanskrit, then word for word and translation.
Hare Krishna. Vittatvam somya tat sarvam tattvatastadanugrahat bruyu snigdasya shishyasya guravo guhyamapyuta. Synonyms: Vitta, you are well conservant. Tvam, your honor. Saumya, one who is pure and simple. Tat, those. Sarvam, all. Tatvata, in fact. Tat, there. Anugrahat, by the favor of. Bruyaha, will tell. Snigdasya, of the one who is submissive. Sisyasya, of the disciple. Guruva, the spiritual masters. Guhyam, secret. Apiyut, endowed with. Translation: and because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them. Hare Krishna.
Monarch Prabhu also has very nice meter of reciting the Sanskrit words. Very good. Thank you. So let's summarize the qualities of a representative of Srila Vyasadeva. There are 6 qualities given in these 3 verses that we read. First is free from vice. Sanskrit is anaga. Second, well versed in scriptures. Aditani. So scriptures such as Puranas. So Puranas were referred as Purnani, as well as historical books, which was referred as Sa Ithiyasani. As well as scriptures giving right direction for progressive life, which was referred to as Dharma Shastrani. So, third point is you have also explained these scriptures, which is Akhyatani. Fourth is you have knowledge of Srila Vyasadeva. Fifth is submissive, snigdasya. And sixth is gentle, saumyasya. That you have all these qualities. So a disciple has to be gentle and submissive, as we discussed in Bhagavad Gita 4.34 verse a few minutes ago, that these are the qualifications of being a disciple. If we try to show off our knowledge and our abilities, this is not the way Guru is going to reveal the advanced spiritual knowledge to you. So Mayank Prabhu had asked this question, how does Sutta Goswami know all these background detail? And the answer we just got from here. Mayank Prabhu, does that help you and everybody else?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, could you please repeat all these 6 qualities again?
Yeah, I will repeat. So the 6 qualities of a representative of Srila Vyasadeva are: first is free from vice, anaga. Second, well versed in scriptures, adhitani. Scriptures include Puranas, Purnani, as well as histories, which is Sa Itihasani, as well as scriptures for right direction of progressive life, which is Dharma Shastrani. Third point is you have also explained them, meaning Akhyatani. Fourth, you have knowledge of Srila Vyasadeva. Fifth, submissive, snigdhasya. And sixth point is gentle, saumasya. Monarch Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Everybody on the same page?
Yes.
Okay. So next is part number 3, verses 9 to 23. Title is 6 questions by the sages. Were you all able to find the questions of the sages?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, try repeating the questions here.
I'm not sure whether it is the right
That's
thing.
okay. Try your best.
So, the first question is, what is the ultimate good for all people? Uh, I think it is from verse 1.1.9.
Yeah, that's okay. Just repeat the questions instead of the verse references. But you are correct for this one.
What is the essence of all scriptures? Why did Supreme Lord appear as the son of Devaki? What are the pastimes of the Supreme Lord? What are the activities of the incarnations of the Lord?
Okay.
Where have religious principles gone after the departure of Lord Krishna?
Okay, very good. So one was a repeat, and okay, so you had four correct answers. Okay, very good. Pragya wanted to say something.
Yes, Prabhuji, pretty much these only.
Okay, anybody else?
So one more, that please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters. One
Okay.
is uplifted both by hearing and listening, speaking and listening. So he asked for this also. Thanks.
Okay, he's making a point. That isn't a specific question. He's just making a point. Okay. We'll cover all the 6 questions very soon. I know Zizel got all the 6 answers right. Okay.
Prabhu, who is there deciding the deliverance from the vices? That's one. And who is not willing to hear the glories of the God? Others
Yeah, so
also?
so that is 1.1.16 is a rhetorical question, not necessarily a question, it's just a rhetorical point made that who will not hear the pastimes of the Lord. We'll cover very soon in 1.1.16 that Nitya said. So everybody should try this to participate, and you will realize that Srimad Bhagavatam will stick on you. If you try to repeat, if you try to participate, and this way you will be remembering Krishna 24 hours, and basically that is our bottom line goal. So try all this. I have given you so many Sanskrit words also, and you can remember all of this. Yes, Isel, go ahead with all the questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Should I refer the verses too?
You can just repeat the questions.
Yeah. Question 1 was, what is the ultimate good for all people? Second is, what is the essence of the religion of these scriptures, and explain it for the good of all living beings? Third is, why did Lord take birth from Devaki? Fourth is, what is the adventures he performed in his various incarnations? Fifth is, what is the transcendental pastimes in multiple incarnations? And sixth is, after Sri Krishna departed for his abode, where did the religious principles take shelter? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, very good. All 6 correct answers. Very good. So we'll cover all of this. So the point is not about right or wrong. The intent of the spiritual endeavor is that you go to find the answers. You are basically having Krishna in your hands with Srimad Bhagavatam in your hand. You are associating with Srila Prabhupada and Krishna directly. That's the intent. It's not about right or wrong answer, but thank you, Zizel. Very nice getting all the answers right. Okay, let's continue reading with verse number 9. Verse number 9 is question number 1, which is Shreyas and Sadhana. So Shreyas refers to what is beneficial for all people, and Sadhana refers to what is the process. Although Sadhana may not be very obvious, but essentially that is also being asked. Jigna, if you want to read verse number 9 translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Please therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general.
So I'll give you, very good. I'll give you Sanskrit names of all the questions in one word, and it will be very easy to remember. We'll summarize also the questions after we finish the 23 verses. And you'll so question number 1 is Shreyas and Sadhana. Very obvious that. Explain to us in an easily understandable way what is the absolute and ultimate good for all people in general. So sages are asking Shreyas, ultimate good. And other side of Shreyas is Prayas. Prayas means temporary or something immediate good. But they are asking, what is the ultimate good? And I'll give you brief answers to all of these questions. They are elaborated as we go along. But I will give you brief answers and the references also where these questions are answered. So the answer to this is devotional service. And the answer is given in 1.2.6 and 7. So sages are also asking what is the sadhana, means what is the process for the ultimate good, and that will all come up very, very soon. Everybody with me? Everybody understands all these Sanskrit terms are going to be beneficial to remember Krishna 24 hours?
Yes,
Prabhuji,
Prabhu.
prayer, what did you say it means?
Prayers means temporary. Shreyas means ultimate long-term good. Prayers means temporary, something you are looking for immediate good.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So verse number 10 is again a very important verse. It's the standard of life in Kali Yuga. So we'll follow the same process of reading the Sanskrit and then the word for word for verse number 10. And then we'll list the qualities of people in Kali Yuga. So again, the first word may look like a very big word, but Prabhupada has split it very nicely. Prayena Alpa Ayush. Prabhupada has split in three, and then you can recite that way. Prayena Alpa Ayush Sabhya. And it's easier to pronounce and recite that way. Pragya, would you like to try?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you. Prayena Ayushah Sabhyah Kala.
Prayena Alpa Ayush.
Prayena Alpa Ayushah Sabhyah Kalavasmin Yuge Janaha Mandaha Sumandamatayo Mandabhagyaha Hyu Vatutaha.
Word for word.
Word for word. Prayena, almost always. Alpa, meager. Ayusha, duration of life. Sabhya, member of a learned society. Kalau, in this age of Kali, quarrel. Asmin, herein. Yuge, age. Janaha, the public. Mandaha, lazy. Sumanda, mataya, misguided. Mandabhagya, unlucky. Mandabhagya, unlucky. He, and above all, upadrutah, disturbed. Translation. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So let's list the 6 points of characteristics of people in Kali Yuga. First is less lifespan, which is Alpa Ayusha. Then second is quarrelsome. So Kalau, it says Kalau, that in this age of Kali, which is the age of quarrel. Third is lazy, Manda. Fourth is misguided, Sumanda Mata. Fifth is unlucky, Mandabhagya. And sixth is always disturbed, Upadruta. So you can judge for yourself that you can visualize all these on a day-to-day basis. These are the standards or the characteristics of people in Kali Yuga. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains all these points. I will explain some brief points about all this. First is less lifespan, Alpa Ayush, that people are engaged in overeating, over-sense gratification. And these are all artificial standards of living. They use up the human energy in all these activities. And therefore, their duration of life is shortened because they are using the human life for what it is not meant for. Then second, quarrelsome. Kali, we know, is the age of quarrel. It's pretty obvious. Third is lazy or manda, that people are slow, they are faulty, they are lazy. You see people all around, procrastinators. Fourth is misguided or sumanda mataya, that due to bad system of education, people have no desire for self-realization. And Srila Prabhupada says modern education is like a slaughterhouse because people are losing the taste of Krishna consciousness because of this modern education. And by not having Krishna conscious taste, people will keep coming back to material world. Therefore, it's a slaughterhouse, a cycle of birth and death. Or even if those who are trying for Krishna consciousness, they get misguided by unqualified teachers and pseudo teachers and pseudo spiritualists. Fifth point is unlucky or mandbhagya. That this sense gratification and the diversions such as cinema, sports, gambling, clubs, all this is taking up their time. Sixth point is always disturbed, upadhrita. That mind is always disturbed and full of anxieties and they are all diseased. My own experience, I'm trying for Krishna consciousness. Still, the disease is there, the distress is there. Therefore, spirituality is very difficult, specifically in this age of Kali, due to the distorted values of human society. So the sages of Naimisharanya, they are anxious to disentangle all the fallen souls of the material world. Therefore, the sages are asking a remedy to Suta Goswami. And therefore, the very first question the sages ask is Shreyas and the sadhana, meaning tell us in brief that what is the best and the ultimate good for all people. Questions, comments, realizations?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu, go ahead.
Prabhu, here one word is written Iron Age of Kali Man. So, Prabhu, what does it exactly mean? Iron Age?
It's a very difficult age. People in other ages, say Satyug, they were gentle. Look around. People are demoniac. People are vicious. People are so hard-hearted. That is the Iron Age of Kali. And they are quarrelsome. I mean, people fight at the slightest tinge of some disagreement and they start fighting, going all the way to killing somebody for some small disagreement. I mean, really, do you have to go all the way that? This is the difficult. Iron Age means this is the difficult age where all these qualities, which we just read in 1.1.10, are described. Monarch Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Very good. Very good inquiry. Okay. So we'll continue from verse number 11. So verse number 11 is question number 2. Question number 2 is Sara. The Sanskrit word Sara. In the verse it's Saram, meaning essence of all scriptures. What is the essence of all scriptures? And the answer to question number 1 and question number 2 is same, that bhakti is the essence of all scriptures, and the practice of bhakti is the easiest process, is the easiest sadhana. Gauri, verse number 11 translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Just the translation?
Correct.
There are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them there are many prescribed duties, which can be learned only after many years of study in their various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all living beings, that by such instruction their hearts may be fully satisfied. Hare Krishna.
So there are many scriptures, many prescribed duties. Takes a lot of time to study all this. But we just discussed in 1.1.10 that people in Kali Yuga have short lifespan. Therefore, sages are saying, what is the essence of all scriptures? And please explain this for the good of all living beings. Why state the essence? Because people are in the age of Kali are in the fallen condition, in this degraded Kali age. If they sit to read all this, they will get distracted very, very soon, and they will not take up all the reading. Therefore, it is not possible for fallen souls to understand all these scriptures, and they cannot undergo the Varnashram system. And the answer to question number 2, which is the essence of all scriptures, is essentially devotional service, which is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2. Okay. Verse number 12 is question number 3, is Jata. Jata means birth, that why did Supreme Personality of Godhead appear as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? Divya, the 12th translation.
Hare Krishna. Text 12. All blessings upon you, O Sutta Goswami. You know for what purpose the personality of Godhead appeared in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudeva.
A pretty straightforward question, that what was the purpose of Supreme Personality of Godhead appearing as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? Now, does anybody know what is the purpose of Krishna's appearance and where does it say? You all have, almost all of you have completed Bhagavad Gita. What is the purpose of Krishna's appearance?
To dispel this Sankhya philosophy.
Okay, so Chandan Prabhu is repeating from the discussion we are having in Canto 3, where Kapila has appeared to explain Sankhya. Okay, so that is one of it. But okay, rest of you, what exactly is the purpose of Krishna's appearance? Vimal Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, is it yada yada dharmasya glanir bhakti bharat
Okay, very good. Very good recitation. Yes, so correct point. That to re-establish religion. Okay, but what is the real purpose? So these are all correct purposes, what you are mentioning. Nothing wrong, but there's a real purpose also. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhu,
Prabhu, to meet his devotees, personally meet his devotees.
Very good. Where does it say?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I couldn't recognize the
Yeah,
verse.
very good. Very good. We'll come back to this. So rest of somebody else also wanted to speak.
Prabhuji, to kill the Kansa.
Okay.
To kill the evil Kansa.
Okay. Rest of you. What's the purpose of Krishna's appearance in the material world?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Vijay Prabhu, go ahead.
Yada dahi dharmashya knani parvudupan abhutam pradatmisila. That's sloka. Paritranaya sadhu nam, that to protect my devotee first. His prime exam interest is protect his devotee. That is the prime prime purpose. Secondary is to kill the demons.
Okay,
and
very good.
establish the religious security.
Yeah, very good. And Shivangi also says to attract all fallen souls back home. Very good. So let me answer all very good participation. So in Bhagavad Gita, 4.8 purport. Vijay Prabhu and Vimal Prabhu correctly recited 4.8 as well as 4.7 also. So the prime purpose of Krishna's appearance is to mitigate the anxieties of pure devotees, is to associate with his pure devotees who are very anxious to see him in his original Shyam Sundar Vrindavan form. So Monarch Prabhu correctly answered this point. And this is explained in Bhagavad Gita 4.8 purport. Now, the other answers that you gave about establish religious principles or kill demons, all those are secondary purposes. And just as Vidya was talking that to kill Kamsa, so we have discussed in 4.8 that Krishna is present in everyone's heart as Paramatma. So whether it be Kamsa or Ravan, Krishna could have just given them a heart attack when they were pumping their heart that, look, I am so and so. So killing the demons is a side business of Krishna. The prime purpose of Krishna to appear is to mitigate the anxieties of the pure devotees, to associate and do leela or pastimes with the pure devotees. And the other prime reason is to propagate the science of devotional service. So we will soon read in the Kunti Maharani prayers, which is Canto 1, Chapter 8, and the specific verse is 1.8.20, where the direct answer is given that Kunti Maharani gives various reasons as to why Krishna appeared. And then Kunti Maharani goes on to say, in reality, you have come to propagate the science of devotional service so as to attract all fallen souls back home to Godhead, exactly what Shivangi mentioned in the chat. Questions, comments, realizations so far? Okay. Question, we have done 3 questions so far. Then we'll continue reading from 13. Chandran Prabhu, 13 translation.
Hare Krishna. Translation 13. O Sutta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and his incarnations. Please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas. For one is uplifted both by speaking them and by hearing them. Hare Krishna.
So the sages are convinced about the hearing process. Therefore, the sages want to hear about Krishna. Anish Prabhu, verse number 14 translation. Kunal Prabhu, verse number 14 translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Living entities who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified.
So Krishna's name is feared by fear personified. So one gets benefit even by unconsciously chanting his name. Very good. Mansi, verse number 15 translation.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. O Sutta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in the touch with them, whereas the waters of Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use.
So pretty straightforward that verse number 15 talks about the glories of Krishna's lotus feet. That if you go near to Ganga and you come back without touching the water or without taking dip in the Ganga, you don't get purified. And in the purport, there is more details about river Ganga given. But if you come near to the lotus feet of Krishna, or if you come near to the lotus feet of a pure devotee, by that very brief moment of association, one gets purified just by taking darshan. So association does not mean you have to physically associate. Yes, you can physically associate also. Association essentially means following the instructions, and that is association by Vani. Vani means following the instructions. And physical association, meaning you are sitting beside the spiritual master, that is Vapu. Vapu is secondary. Vani is primary, that you follow the instructions of your spiritual master and you are 24 hours in association with your spiritual master. Nitya, verse number 16, translation.
Yes, Prabhu. O Sutas, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the text 16. Who is there desiring deliverance from the vices of the age of quarrel? Who is not willing to hear the virtuous glories of the Lord?
Yeah, so it's a rhetorical verse that who would not be interested to hear the glories of Krishna. So Nitya earlier pointed out about the hearing process and verse number 16. So those are not necessarily direct questions, but they are referring to these points while they are having discussions with Suta Goswami. Zizel, 17 verse, and 17 is question number 4, which is Leela, that describe about the Leela of the Lord. Zizel.
His transcendental acts are magnificent and gracious, and great learned sages like Narada sing of them. Please therefore speak to us who are eager to hear about the adventures he performs in his various incarnations. Hare Krishna.
So the question number 4 is Leela, means describe about the Lord who performs adventures in his various incarnations. So here it's about incarnation, meaning Purusha avatars. And the answer is explained in Canto 1, Chapter 2, verses 30 to 33, and then Canto 1, Chapter 3, verses 1 to 5. The same question is repeatedly asked, that tell us about the glories of Krishna. We want to hear. This hearing comes again and again and again because hearing is the process. The repetition implies their enthusiasm, meaning the enthusiasm of the sages to hear about Krishna. That we are not satisfied with this fire sacrifice. Hence, the sages are repeating this point about the hearing process. Okay. Verse number 18 is question number 5, which is about avatars. Matan Prabhu, verse number 18 translation.
Sorry, I'm outside the house. I'm not able to read.
Mayank Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Verse number 18. O wise Sutta, please narrate to us the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Godhead's multi-incarnations. Such auspicious adventures and pastimes of the Lord, the Supreme Controller, are performed by his internal powers.
Okay, so it's talking about avatar that narrate the pastimes of Lord's multi-incarnation. So this is referring to Leela avatars. And the answer is explained in Canto 1, Chapter 3. Okay, Mother Jisa, verse number 19 translation.
Text 19. We never tire of hearing the transcendental pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is glorified by hymns and prayers. Those who have developed a taste for transcendental relationships with him relish hearing of his pastimes at every moment. Hare Krishna.
So those who are Rasik, they are taking Krishna through the ears. Ears are like the sky. there is no limit to how much one can hear. So you compare hearing to eating prasadam. Prasadam, there is a limit. After a point, one will say, oh, no more, Prabhu, I am full. But here the sages are rasik, and they are never satiated from hearing about Krishna again and again and again and again. So Arjuna also says similar point in Bhagavad Gita chapter 10. And therefore Arjuna says that please describe all your vibhutis because I never tire hearing about your glories. Vimal Prabhu, verse number 20 translation.
Hare Krishna. Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, along with Balram, played like a human being, and so masked he performed many superhuman acts.
Pretty straightforward verse. Verse number 21, we'll read the translation and the purport. Sumnima, 21 translation and purport.
Hare Krishna. Knowing well that the age of Kali has already begun, we are assembled here in this holy place to hear at great length the transcendental message of Godhead and in this way perform sacrifice. Purport. The age of Kali is not suitable for self-realization as was Satya Yuga, the Golden Age or the Treta Yuga or Dwapar Yugas, the Silver and the Copper Ages. For self-realization, the people in Satya Yuga living in a lifetime of 100,000 years were able to perform prolonged meditation, and in Treta Yuga, when the duration of life was 10,000 years, self-realization was attained by performance of great sacrifice. In the Dwapar Yuga, when duration of life was 1,000 years, self-realization was attained by worship of the Lord. But in Kali Yuga, the maximum duration of life being 100 years only, and that combined with various difficulties, the recommended process of self-realization is that of hearing and chanting the holy name, fame, and pastime of the Lord. The sages of Naya Saranya began this process in a place meant specifically for the devotees of the Lord. They prepared themselves to hear the pastimes of the Lord over a period of 100 years. By the example of these sages, one should learn that regular hearing and recitation of Bhagavatam is the only way for self-realization. Other attempts are simply a waste of time, for they do not give us any tangible result. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached this system of Bhagavad Dharma, and he recommended that all those who were born in India should take the responsibility of broadcasting the messages of the Lord Sri Krishna, primarily the message of Bhagavad Gita. And when one is well established in teaching of Bhagavad Gita, he can take up the study of Srimad Bhagavatam for further enlightenment in self-realization. Hare Krishna.
Very important points here in the purport that we read, that by the example of the sages, recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam is the only way of self-realization. And then the next line is also important. Other attempts are simply waste of time. This will come up in 1.2.8. Shrama eva hi kevalam. That it's a waste of time. And this also Prabhupada has explained in many places that those who are born in India, their duty is to spread the message of Bhagavad Gita. And Prabhupada has actually chastised Indians in many lectures that Indians are themselves not following what is written in the scriptures. And how many times have we already discussed that first study Bhagavad Gita, then come to Srimad Bhagavatam? Questions, comments, realizations so far?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Monak Prabhu, go ahead.
Prabhu, just one small doubt. Here it is written that Bhagavatam is the only way of self-realization. So, Prabhu, we talk about Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Why it is written that only way? Because Bhagavad Gita is also a message of Lord Himself. So,
Yeah, you are correct that Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are related scriptures. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Lord, and Srimad Bhagavatam is about the Lord. So you study ABCD Bhagavad Gita first, and then you can come to Bhagavatam and you will understand Srimad Bhagavatam afterwards. And therefore it says, yes, Bhagavatam is the only way of self-realization. Does not mean you skip Bhagavad Gita. You first have to, therefore Prabhupada says in the very next line, it is well established that you first study Bhagavad Gita and then take up Srimad Bhagavatam. Monak Prabhu?
yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Very good. Vijay Prabhu, 22 translation.
Hare Krishna. We think that we have met your goodness by the will of the providence, just so that we may accept you as captain of the ship for those who desire to cross difficult ocean of Kali, which deteriorates all good qualities of human being. Haribol.
Read the purport also, Prabhu. Faster pace.
The age of Kali is very dangerous for the human being. Human life is simply meant for the self-realization. But due to this dangerous age, men have completely forgotten the aim of life. In this age, the lifespan will gradually decrease. People will gradually lose their memory, final sentiments, strength, and better qualities. A list of the anomalies for this age is given in the 12th canto of this work. And so this age is very difficult for those who want to utilize their life for self-realization. The people are so busy with the sense gratification that they completely forget about the self-realization. Out of madness, they frankly say that there is no need for self-realization because they do not realize that this brief life is but a moment on our great journey toward the self-realization. The whole system of education is geared to sense gratification. And if a learned man thinks it over, he sees that the children of this age are being intentionally sent to the slaughterhouse of so-called education. Learned men therefore must cautious of this age, and if they at all want to cross over the dangerous ocean of Kali, they must follow the footsteps of the sages of Naimisharanya and accept Sri Suta Goswami or his bona fide representative as a captain of the ship. The ship is the message of the Lord. The ship is the message of the Lord Sri Krishna in the shape of Bhagavad Gita or the Srimad Bhagavatam. Haribol.
Monak Prabhu's question further gets answered that the ship is the message of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Bhagavatam is, of course, the only way for self-realization, but it also includes Bhagavad Gita. Monak Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
I think everybody
Haribol.
read. Yeah, Vijay Prabhu, go ahead.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada, I think heard in lecture, Bhagavad Gita is just like a foundation. Foundation is in the form of Bhagavad Gita has to be there. Then you can build the palace. You cannot completely take that like without foundation. You can understand the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah, very good, correct point that yes, Bhagavad Gita is the foundation, and then Srimad Bhagavatam is postgraduate study, and then you will understand. Prabhupada goes. We have already discussed so many times that if you simply jump on Srimad Bhagavatam directly, not only will you not understand, you will actually misunderstand Srimad Bhagavatam. So what's the point? You are not going to get self-realized if you skip Bhagavad Gita and jump onto Bhagavatam, because you are going to misunderstand Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so last verse for today is question number 6. Question number 6 is Sharanam, means shelter, that after Krishna left, where have religious principles taken shelter? Neha, you just joined. Verse number 23 translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yes. verse number text 23. Since Sri Krishna, the Absolute Truth, the Master of all mystic powers, has departed for his own abode, please tell us to whom the religious principles have now gone for shelter.
The question number 6 is Sharanam, to whom the religious principles have taken shelter after Lord's departure. And the answer is given in 1.3.43 that one has to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. So I will give you the list of all 6 questions with the Sanskrit names. And you can also remember the questions by the Sanskrit word, one word, or the question itself. And I will also give you the answers. Essentially, the whole chapter is basically talking about these 6 questions. First we talk about the prelude, and then the qualities of speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then the 6 questions. So the 6 questions. Question number 1 is Shreyas. What is the absolute and ultimate good for all people in general? Answer is given in 1.2.6 and 7. To develop love of God through bhakti. Question number 1 was from verse number 9. Question number 2 is from verse number 11. Sara. Sara means essence of all scriptures. So explain the essence of all scriptures for the good of all living beings. The answer is devotional service, and this is explained in Canto 1, Chapter 2. So the answer for both question number 1 and 2 is basically bhakti as well as the process of bhakti. Question number 3 is verse number 12. Sanskrit is jata. Jata means birth. Why did the Lord appear in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudev? The answer is given in 1.2.34 and 1.3.28 to reclaim people in the mode of goodness and back home to Godhead. Question number 4 is Leela, comes from verse number 17. Describe about the Lord who performs adventures in his various incarnations, Purusha avatars. Answer is in 1.2.30 to 33 and 1.3.1 to 5. Question number 5 is from verse number 18, is about avatars that narrate the pastimes of the Lord's multi-incarnations. This is about Leela avatars. Shivangi?
Prabhuji, could you repeat question number 3 again?
Okay, let me finish number 5 and I'll come back. So question number 5 is answered in Canto 1, Chapter 3 about Leela avatars. So Shivangi, you just want the verses. So what exactly do you want the answer for question number 3?
Question number 3, the question and the answer.
Okay. So question number 3 is Jata. Jata means birth. It comes from verse number 12. That why did the Lord appear in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudev? Answer is in 1.2.34 and 1.3.28 to reclaim people in the mode of goodness and back home to Godhead. Shivangi?
Oh, Prabhuji, it was only people in the mode of goodness that had to be cleaned.
So it's easier to go from goodness to pure goodness rather than going from ignorance to pure goodness. It's a little difficult. It's not restricted. It just is a little difficult.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
And question number 6 is from verse number 23. Sharanam means shelter. That to whom the religious principles have taken shelter after Lord's departure. The answer is given in 1.3.43. One has to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Questions, comments, realizations? Neha?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So Purushartha Avatar and Leela Avatar, they both are different.
They both are different. We'll cover this at great length. Purusha avatars are essentially the three Vishnus, Karnodakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Shirodakshay Vishnu. And the Leela avatars are many.
Thank you.
Very good inquiry.
Prabhuji, question 5, can you please repeat?
Question 5 is avatar, comes from verse 18, that narrate the pastimes of the Lord's multi-incarnations. This is about Leela avatars. His answer is explained in Canto 1, Chapter 3. Okay, homework spiritual questions. So the standard homework for all classes is to read the purports and all the verses we have covered. So far, you should have read introduction, preface, and chapter 1, meaning for this week, complete reading up to chapter 1, all the purports. And you have 3 questions to answer from today's class. Question number 1. List the qualities of a representative of Srila Vyasadeva. Comes from verse number 5 to 8. Question number 2. Points from the sage's analysis of people in this age of Kali. Comes from verse number 10. Number 3, identify 6 questions of the sages to Srila Sutta Goswami. Comes from verses 9 to 23. So for question number 3, you can also list the brief answers to each of the 6 questions. I will also send a Google form link for you to populate striking points and inquiries. And the last question for the next class is to read Canto 1, Chapter 2, verses 1 to 11. Bhagavatam will soon become very intense. Therefore, I'm only giving you first 11 verses to read. Questions, comments, realizations?
Prabhuji, what was the third question?
Third question is to identify the 6 questions of the sages to Srila Sutta Goswami.
Okay.
From verses 9 to 23, and you can also list brief answers.
Hare
So
Krishna Prabhuji.
yeah, Mansi, go ahead.
The answer of the fourth question, can you please tell the shlok numbers?
There was no fourth question. Which fourth question are
No,
you
no,
referring?
the past tense of the multiple incarnation. Past.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, the fourth question of the sages. Yeah, so that is Leela, and the answer is in 1.2.30 to 33 plus 1.3.1 to 5.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
So I request all of you to please provide me feedback as to the approach that we have taken, if this is okay or not, whether the pace is okay or not. So we are not listening to Srila Prabhupada's lectures so far, because I am hoping that the reading of Srimad Bhagavatam and absorbing the content of Srimad Bhagavatam takes up enough of your time in the week, plus memorizing verses, plus remembering key words or the whole verses while you're doing japa or 24 hours. So from chapter 1 alone, you already have so many Sanskrit words and so many verses to memorize. So I request all of you to please give me feedback either now or offline in terms of the approach that we are following. If it's okay, or if we need to rectify something, I'm okay to get corrected at the very start. I mean, we'll keep revising or revisiting our approach again and again. But even now, anybody, everybody?
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Mayan Prabhu, go ahead.
Yeah, for spiritual endeavors, the questions that have been given, it is a good way to basically go through it and try to find the answers. So
Yeah,
that
very
is
good. I understand. I'm only giving you 2-3 questions. In reality, when I studied Bhagavatam, when the degree course, each chapter has close to 50 questions. I'm only giving you few. Does not mean other questions are not important. It's just that I can only give you so much. At the start, I said, if I give you everything, you will need 2 hours every day. Okay, very good. Okay.
No, Prabhuji, I wanted to say that I'm liking this approach and the pace. And this question answers, the few number of question answers that are doable by us. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, very good. Rest of you can always send me an offline message. You don't have to answer now. We only have about 3 minutes left. Are we all okay? Everybody on the same page?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So for batch 5, tomorrow's Bhagavad Gita discussion is very important and heavy discussion. I request all of you to please attend that discussion. So Bhagavad Gita batch 5 classes are Toronto time, Sundays 10 a.m. to 12 noon. It's a pretty heavy discussion and very important discussion. Many of you have already gone through the discussion. But it's a pretty important discussion about Maya's test. Always good to revisit and ensure that we don't get caught in Maya's nest. So everyone is welcome to join. It's going to be the same Zoom link. For those in India, it's 7:30 p.m. But those who are here and those who miss classes, it's okay to miss classes, but you should listen to the recording right away. So last class, many of you missed classes and you have not heard the recording. So Bhagavatam, you will, if you don't keep continuous track, you will soon lose interest because Bhagavatam is humongous. So if you are not regular, Bhagavatam is going to overwhelm you very, very soon. So we have discussed that our goal is that we are 24-hour engaged in spiritual activities. And if you don't even listen to the 2-hour class recording in the whole week, ask the question, how are you engaged in spirituality? You are basically caught up in the material whirlpool. So tomorrow's Bhagavad Gita discussion for batch 5 is pretty heavy discussion. And I request all of you to join if your time permits, or at least listen to the recording if you cannot join. My last point for today, we are very close to 1:15 end time. So I have this on the screen, the new batches of Bhagavad Gita starting. I request all of you to please spread the word around. And as I called out the names at the start, I'm repeating the names again who should join the Bhagavad Gita classes. So Deepali, Diksha, Jigna and Jigna's husband, Mansi, Monarch and Matan, I did explain to you that you might have completed, but try to attend at least till the start of chapter 3. Those will be eye-opener discussions. Neha should attend. Neha has attended classes in bits and pieces. Nishan, who is not present today. Sumnima, Vidya Mehta. So all these, I mean, everyone is welcome. Whosoever wants a refresher, you are welcome to join. I send the link for batch number 6 WhatsApp group. You are welcome to join. But at least those who have not studied, we studied today also in our Bhagavatam chapter 1 discussion. You all need a solid foundation of Bhagavad Gita before you can understand other scriptures. Are we okay to stop here?
Yes, Prabhu, thank you.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you.